You know, we spend so much of our lives chasing things: happiness, success, a sense of security. But have you ever just stopped and wondered why none of it seems to stick? Today, we're going to dig into two truths that might just hold the answer, one about the world around us and another about the world deep within. It's a feeling we all know, right? You get that new phone, you land that big promotion, you go on that perfect vacation, and the excitement is real. But it never really lasts. We're always on to the next thing, hoping that's the one that's finally going to bring that lasting satisfaction. And this constant chase, well, it leads us directly to the first powerful truth we need to face. The world around us, and pretty much everything in it, is fundamentally temporary. I mean, just look around. It's everywhere. A flower is absolutely beautiful for a day, and then it's gone. That toy you loved as a kid, the one that brought you so much joy, now it's just a memory. Even these huge, powerful empires that seemed like they'd last forever are now just chapters in a history book. And it gets even more personal. Our own bodies change year after year, and our feelings can swing from happy to sad in, a minute? So this brings up a pretty huge question. If everything we can touch and see and own is basically guaranteed to change or decay, does it really make sense to bet all our hopes for lasting happiness on these temporary things? It's definitely something we're thinking about. But this is where it gets really fascinating, because while everything on the outside is always in motion, there's a powerful contrast. And that brings us to our second truth, the discovery of a permanent, unchanging part of you. Think about it. Your body was once a child's, then it was a teenager's, and now it's an adult's. Your thoughts, your opinions, your beliefs, they've all changed over time. But through all of that, the sense of I, the one who watched it all happen, that has been the one constant. That feeling of me has always been there, just observing the whole story. And just listen to how we talk. We say my body, not I am body. We say my mind, not I am mind. That little word my implies that there's a possessor, an owner. So who is this my? Who's the one doing the owning? Well, according to this perspective, that my is the soul, or the Atman. It's defined as this eternal, indestructible core of our being. Think of it as the conscious energy that acts as a silent witness to all the changes in your life, but it itself is never actually touched by any of it. So here's the crucial point. You can't just focus on one of these truths and ignore the other. When you hold on to one without the other, you create this fundamental imbalance, and that imbalance is a direct path to suffering. And this is what that imbalance looks like. If you only focus on impermanence, thinking, well, nothing matters because it's all going to fade away, you can fall into hopelessness and inaction. But if you go to the other extreme and focus only on the material world, believing this is the only thing that matters, you get trapped in a nonstop cycle of desire and greed. Both roads, you see, lead to unhappiness. Let's zoom in on that second extreme, because it's something I think most of us can relate to. It's often called the desire trap, and it explains exactly how we get stuck in this loop of constant restlessness. Here's how it works, and it's so simple. First, a desire pops into your head for a new car, a better job, you name it. Then, one of two things happens. You either get what you want, which leads to greed for even more, or you're frustrated because you can't get it, which leads to anger. Either way, that feeling of restlessness continues, and before you know it, a brand new desire has already started the cycle all over again. This quote just nails it. Chasing after temporary things for lasting happiness really is like trying to quench your thirst by drinking salt water. For a brief moment, it feels like you're getting what you need, but it only ends up making you even thirstier than you were before. So let's make this real. Think about the last thing you desperately wanted, and you finally got it. That new phone, a vacation. Now, be really honest with yourself. How long did that feeling of pure happiness actually last before your mind was already looking for the next thing? A day? Maybe a week? So, how do we get out of this trap? Well, the solution isn't to reject the world or to chase it endlessly. It's about finding a balance by seeing both truths at the exact same time. This is the real key to lasting peace. This is the core idea, the mantra, you could say. It's about holding both realities in your mind at once. Acknowledging that, yes, the world around you is always going to change, while at the same time recognizing that the core of who you are, the soul, is constant and eternal. A really brilliant way to think about this is the actor analogy. Life is like this grand play. The scenes are always changing. You go from being a student to having a career to being in a relationship. These are just roles. But you are the actor who plays all these different parts. You aren't defined by any single role because you're the constant presence behind them all.
And this brings us to a super simple, practical way to use this idea. When you're facing a tough time, remind yourself, this will pass. But at the same time, remember, the real me is untouched by this. And what about when something wonderful happens? Enjoy it, live it fully, but without clinging to it, because you understand that it's temporary too. This balance is the key to real freedom and peace.
So what's the ultimate takeaway here? It's this one powerful thought. To look at your life, the world, and all of its ups and downs, and realize that everything is in motion. Everything changes, except for that silent, steady center within you, the one who is watching it all, that constant observer. That's you.